When I walked into that restaurant on my birthday, my family was already mid-toast, and there was no chair for me. My mom looked me up and down, took a slow sip of wine, and said, "The floor suits you." Everyone laughed like it was the cutest joke in the world. They didn't know the next morning, my name would be on a streaming show that would light them on fire. I stood at the end of the table with my coat still on, holding a little gift bag I'd bought for my mom. Yes, on my own birthday. One empty chair sat there, but it wasn't for me. Her purse was in it. My uncle stared at his plate. A cousin smirked. Nobody moved. Then it happened in slow motion. My sister raised her phone like this was content. No one even pretended to stand. My mom tapped the chair with one fingernail. Then she nodded at the floor beside the table. Next, she smiled, like she'd been saving that line forever. "The floor suits you, doesn't it?" After that, forks scraped. Glasses clinked. Laughter filled the gap. And I realized this wasn't a mistake. It was the point. I set the gift bag down without shaking. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I just turned and walked out while my mom called after me. So dramatic. Outside, the city noise hit like oxygen. I walked 3 blocks before my brain caught up to my body. In a shop window, I saw the version of me who'd tried too hard. Hair curled, makeup perfect, hoping just once they'd make space. They never did. My older sister was the golden child and I was the backup plan. When she brought home straight B's, my mom called it resilience. When I brought home an A-, I got a lecture. On her 16th birthday, she got a whole backyard party. On mine, I shared cake at her graduation because everyone was already gathered. My mom even said it out loud once. "We can't spoil both of you." So I became useful. I paid bills when my mom fell behind. I proofread my sister's resumes. I drove her to interviews. I even co-signed her apartment when she couldn't qualify. Every time I told myself, maybe this is the one where they say thank you. Maybe this is the one where I'm not an extra. That night, I didn't go home. I booked a hotel with emergency savings and sat on the edge of a perfectly made bed. At 1 a.m., I opened my laptop and pulled up the press preview I'd been sitting on for weeks. A 6-part documentary I'd co-produced and narrated. It was called Times What We Carry Asterisk. Stories about the invisible daughter who does the emotional labor and gets treated like furniture. We used actors, we changed names, but the truth underneath was mine. The embargo lifted at 9 a.m. In the morning, it went live. The first line hit like a punch. Some daughters grow up loved, others grow up useful. By 10, it was trending. At a coffee shop, I heard a woman whisper, "It's like she's telling my story." By lunch, a local news clip ran my photo with the credits, my full name, centered, bright. I didn't send it to my family. I didn't have to. I knew the exact minute they found out. 10:43 a.m. My sister texted, "What the fuck did you do?" Then, "You seriously made a whole show about us?" At 11:06, my mom called. I let it ring. Her voicemail was pure panic. "Why would you do this? Why didn't you just talk to us?" Talk. Right. Like, there was a conversation left after she told me to sit on the floor. By afternoon, the tone changed. "You embarrassed us. People at church are asking questions." Then she wrote what she's always believed. "You always needed attention. I guess this was your way of getting it." So I didn't defend myself. I didn't explain the years. I didn't list the bills I paid or the favors I did. I just blocked her. I blocked my sister too. Silence isn't weakness. Sometimes it's the only answer people like that will ever respect. A week later, I signed a lease on a tiny apartment that was all mine. On a random night, I threw myself the birthday dinner I never got. 3 friends, 6 chairs, cheap candles, laughter that wasn't sharp. No speeches, no performative healing, just warmth. And when I got home, I sat on my own floor on purpose because this time it wasn't punishment, it was peace. 1 year after I was told the floor suited me, I sat on a real stage in a velvet chair, talking about family and emotional labor. Funny how fast too dramatic turns into so brave when there are cameras. I still remember that empty chair at the restaurant, but I don't miss it, because now, if there's no seat for me, I don't beg. I build my own table. So, was I wrong to burn the family image down by finally telling the truth? Drop your take in the comments.